Hello everyone, my name is Nilanjan Chatterjee and today we are going to discuss Ashoka's Dhamma. Dhamma and religious plurality. Religious diversity in the Mauryan Empire, Brahminical orthodoxy, Buddhist Sanghas, Jain Shramanas, Ajivikas, the local cults and non-Sanskritic traditions. Dhamma tried to unite them, okay, with the key notion of compassion. Okay, you understand? Now, the next point is Ashoka's solution, the ethical ecumenism. Okay, Ashoka promoted respect for all sects and condemned intersectarian slander and clashes. Okay, he explicitly stated within quotation, this is very important, contact between religions is good. One should listen to and respect the doctrines professed by the others. Okay, to honor one's own sect and to disparage another's is a cause of division that Ashoka wanted to eliminate. Okay, so the next slide is Ashokan inscription, typological overview. First point is major rock edicts that we call MREs. Okay, there are 14 major rock edicts found at 10 sites in India and Pakistan. These are very important with variants like separate rock edicts 1 and 2. Okay, significant sites are Dholi, Girnar, Sopara, Khalsi, Shahbazgarhi, Kandahar, Yeragudi, and Manshera. Okay, there are other sites as well. Now, the next point is the minor rock edicts. Over 15 locations, largely in the south and the central regions, including the crucial Maski, Brahmagiri, Bahapur, Gujjara, Siddhapur, Nittur, Sasaram, etc. Okay, these are the important minor rock edicts of Ashoka. Next is major pillar edicts. Okay, 7 major pillar edicts inscribed on monolithic sandstone columns, and there are special edicts, unique inscriptions like Kandahar, Greek Aramaic edict, and the Lumbini pillar inscription. Okay, these are very important special edicts. Now, scripts and languages of Ashokan inscriptions. One is Brahmi script, okay, standardized for most of the Indian heartland, Brahmi script, highly legible with rounded characters. That was the feature of Brahmi script. Next is Kharoshthi, Kharoshthi script used in Shahbazgarhi and Manshera, derived from Aramaic and read right to left. Okay, so Kharoshthi and Brahmi, these are the main scripts. And languages, Prakrit language, Middle Indo-Aryan dialect chosen for its wide comprehension and non-elitist appeal. It chose Prakrit languages and not Sanskrit. Why? To target the non-Brahminical common people. Okay, even the non-Brahminical people had an access to Ashoka's Dhamma because of its fluidity in language. Next is Greek and Aramaic. I've already told you, used in Kandahar and other northwestern regions, showing Ashoka's multicultural approach. Okay. Now, geographical spread of Ashoka's inscriptions. As we can see in this slide, there are 10 sites in southern India, okay, 4 sites in northwest frontiers, okay, 15 sites in northern India. In eastern India, there are 5 sites. Central India, there are 8 sites. And western India, there are 3 sites. Okay, this is the geographic spread of Ashoka's inscriptions. Okay, You can save this image if you want. It is Ashokan Pillars, Monumental Ethics in Stone. Now, let's talk about the structural characteristics of Ashokan pillar. Okay, monolithic pillars carved from single blocks of Chunar sandstone. Okay, monolithic pillars carved from single blocks of Chunar sandstone, averaging 11 to 15 meters in height and weighing 40 to 50 tons. 11 to 50 meters, 15 meters in heights, and 40 to 50 tons in weight. Okay, mirror like polish achieved through advanced abrasive techniques. So we see mirror like polish in Ashokan pillars. Symbolic elements. Pillars typically feature a three-part structure. This is very important, very crucial. The base shaft, this part, and the abacus with dharma chakras. As we can see, this is the abacus with the dharma chakras. Okay, and animal motifs. As we can see in this image, we have elephants in the animal motifs in the dharma chakras or abacus. Okay, and a stylized animal capital. This is the animal capital. Here it is lion. Okay, so we have shaft on which it is basically standing. Then we have the abacus where we have the chakra, dharma chakra, and the elephant or animals, any sorts of animal. After that, on the top of it, we have the capital. Here in this case, the image that I am showing right now, it is lion. Okay. Now, Ashokan pillars, geographical distribution. Notable pillar sites include Sarnath, Sanchi, Rampurva, Lauryanandargarh, and others, each with unique characteristics and historical. Now let's come to the next slide, that is the Rock Edict 1. Let's talk about what were written on the major rock edicts and the minor rock edicts. Okay, how the Dhamma was propagated through rock edicts, through inscriptions. What are the key tenets of Dhamma? Let's talk about that. Okay, it talks about prohibition of animal sacrifice and in royal kitchens. This is very important. Why? Because the kings are instructed, okay, to not kill animals for eating, for consumption. Okay, because it is taking a top down approach. Okay, next is reduces the number of animals slaughtered for food. It is also asking the people, and limits festive animal killings. For sacrificial festivals and rituals, you should not kill animals. Okay, the imperial message here is to establish the moral tone of the regime and converts personal royal behavior into a state model. Okay, Ranabir Chakravarti, who's a very famous historian, Ranabir Chakravarti, he notes how this replaced Vedic yajnas with daily compassion. Okay, how the Vedic yajnas of sacrificial rituals got replaced by Ashoka's moral conducts of Dhamma. Okay, as we can see in the Major Rock Edict 1. Now, Rock Edict 13, Kalinga War and Global Outreach. Now, there comes the confession of remorse. Okay, in Rock Edict 13, we find statements like 100,000 were killed, okay, many times that number perished, and 150,000 were deported. That account we can find in Rock Edict 13. Emotional language. The Rock Edict 13 also uses terms like dukkha, that is sorrow. Can't we find some similarities with Buddhism? Because Buddhism also talks about dukkha in Arya Sachani, right? And lajja, that is shame, to express moral transformation. Okay. It also talks about the moral transformation of Ashoka and how he went through processes of dukkha and lajja, shame. Diplomatic outreach of the Rock Edict 13, it lists Greek kings and claims Dhamma missions were sent abroad. Okay, so it reached Greece also. Okay, Pillar Edict 4, condemnation of hollow ritualism. Okay, it also talks about rejection of meaningless ceremonies. Okay, Ashoka rebukes empty rituals and calls for inner ethical transformation. Okay, you don't have to show your transformation or your spiritual attainments through rituals. Okay, you can do it on yourself, you can do it silently. Okay, then promotion of inner virtues, it encourages, Pillar Edict 4 encourages self discipline, patience, gratitude, and purity. And also, it shows Ashoka's departure from traditional Vedic practices, how he rejected Vedic orthopraxy, okay, how he rejected the orthopractic traditions of Vedic ritualism. Now, Minor Rock Edict 1, Ashoka's personal Buddhist identity. First of all, it creates a landmark. Okay, first inscription to use Ashoka's real name, identifying Devanam Piya the sea as Ashoka. Okay, Devanam Piya the sea. Okay, God's beloved. And then Buddhist affiliation it talks about. Okay, Ashoka declares himself a Buddha Upasaka, a lay follower of Buddha and Buddhism. Okay, it also talks about that more appeal. Okay, it calls for people to embrace moral restraint, gratitude, and purity. Okay, moral restraint, not religious. Okay, moral restraint, gratitude, and purity. Historical significance. Okay, it considered the Rosetta Stone of Ashokan historiography. Okay, it is considered as the Rosetta Stone of Ashokan historiography because Minor Rock Edict 1 discloses Ashoka's personality as a propagator of, on one hand, Buddhism, on the other hand, his own moral conduct, okay, that is unrelated to Buddhism, that is Dhamma. Okay, I hope it is clear. Don't confuse Dhamma with Buddhism. The Kandahar Greek Aramaic edict. Okay, linguistic significance. The bilingual edict in Greek and Aramaic found in present day Afghanistan uses the term Eusebia. Okay, I'm repeating, it uses the term Eusebia in Greek and sit in or site in Aramaic. Okay, it uses words like Eusebia and sight in Greek and Aramaic. Okay, Eusebia and sight means truthfulness and justice. Okay, it is not religion nor neither spirituality, nothing. It is truthfulness and justice. Okay, to some extent morality. Now, content and implication. Ashoka declares his concern for morality and proper behavior. Okay, the use of general moral terms rather than Buddhist specific language confirms that Dhamma was a translatable ethical code that talks about moral corrections. Okay, not a promotion of Buddhism as religion. Interpretations of Ashoka's Dhamma, ethical monarch thesis. Okay, Ranavir Chakraborty sees Ashoka as a moral reformer, infusing politics with compassion. Okay, that is the ethical monarch thesis. Okay, he wanted to portray himself as an ethical monarch who has compassion towards his subjects. Next is the pragmatic imperial strategy. What is that? Romila Thapar views Dhamma as a soft hegemonic tool for unifying disparate territories. Okay, so as I mentioned, there has to be one ideological instrument, device to unite the people of such a vast territory, and Dhamma played a role of that instrument very efficiently. Okay, to hegemonize the popular beliefs of people. Okay, next is Buddhist King thesis. For Upinder Singh, it offers a balanced view uh, of Ashoka as a ruler constructing moral legitimacy, okay, with the help of Buddhist philosophy, okay, not with directly with Buddhism, but with the help of Buddhist philosophy, and not philosophy actually, with the help of Buddhist ethics, okay. Now, the fourth point is the materialist Marxist interpretation. For historians like Didi Kosambi, Dhamma was an ideological mask covering imperial expansion. What does that mean? Dhamma basically uses an ideological surface, okay, to attain something material. So Dhamma was much more a diplomatic strategy of Ashoka for Didi Kosambi, okay, rather than just an influence of Buddhist moral principles. Okay, it was a very well calculated political strategy taken by Ashoka. Now, the fusion thesis, understanding Dhamma, first of all, personal, based in Buddhist ethics and Dhamma's Ashoka's moral transformation, political, designed to unify post-war multicultural empire. He understood the losses after the Kalinga war. That is why probably he diplomatically, politically changed his strategy and suddenly became, gradually transformed from Chandashoka means the despotic ruler, to the Dhammashoka, to the propagator of Dhamma, moral conduct. Then moral mean to educate subjects and reshape conduct across the empire. And finally pragmatic, reduced ritual costs and increased administrative penetration. Okay, once you have full-fledged dharmic control over your subjects, you will be able to penetrate till the last layer of the society. Okay, contemporary consensus sees Ashoka's Dhamma as a layered fusion ideology that addressed the complex needs of a vast, newly stabilized empire with frontier anxieties, sectarian tensions, and elite rivalries. Okay, frontier anxieties because you have stretched the empire, the political extension is such huge that you want to secure your empire, okay, and that is how, and Dhamma is basically giving you a leverage, okay. Sectarian tensions, you want to stop all sorts of sectarian clashes through Dhamma, and elite rivalries coming from the influential group of people. If you propagate one moral code, you'll be able to neutralize the differences. So these are the political and the critical understanding of Ashoka's Dhamma from a neutral point of view. And legacy of Ashoka's Dhamma, there are uh, 2300 years of influence. Ashoka's ethical governance model continues to inspire modern political thought of India. 30 plus major inscriptions discovered across Indian subcontinent, providing invaluable historical insights. And our national emblem, okay, our national emblem, India's national emblem, features Sarnath lion inscription, lion capital from Ashoka's pillar. Okay, so now we have come to the conclusion. Ashoka's Dhamma represents a unique synthesis of imperial authority and moral governance, leaving an indelible mark on Indian history and global political philosophy. Okay, his edicts continue to be studied and debated, offering insights into ancient statecraft and ethical leadership. Thank you very much. Feel free to share your thoughts regarding my videos. See you in the next one.